Look, there's something that you need to be aware of. It's happening right now, and it's happening all across the internet. And it's something that I'm genuinely incredibly concerned about. That's why I'm sitting here making this video. I think it's so important that we cover this, and so important that we push back on this. In the wake of the tragic murder of Charlie Kirk at a Utah University campus, instead of trying to unite the country, bring the temperature down a little bit, Republicans, and not every Republican, let me stress, not every Republican, but some of the most influential names in Republican politics on the MAGA side of America have decided to dive into division, blaming the left, saying that certain people on the left are culpable and it's their fault. I mean, at the time of filming this, the shooter has not been caught. We have no idea who committed this tragedy, and yet people like Elon Musk and others are automatically blaming Democrats. So I just want to show you the reactions from some of the biggest names in MAGA politics, and you'll see what I mean. And let's just start here with Elon Musk. Before I do that, make sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, comment. I'm going to continue to cover this story and bring awareness to this story because I think it's so important. But we'll start here with Elon Musk, where in response to a post about Charlie Kirk and assassinations on Trump and, the left lecturing us for decades about the dangers of violence, Elon Musk said, the left is the party of murder, right? That is an incredibly dangerous thing to say. Elon Musk has, 225 million followers, rounding up to 226 million. He is incredibly influential. This post has 37.2 million views. And instead of trying to use that platform to be like, hey, this is the act of one disgusting individual, nobody else. It's not representative of the left. It's not representative of the right. Let's just bring the temperature down. He decides to go all out against the Democratic Party. And he didn't stop there. Another post referencing something he said a while back, if tolerance means the end of Western civilization, then we can't be tolerant. He responded to that saying, if they won't leave us in peace, then our choice is fight or die. Does that sound very peaceful? It kind of, to me, sounds like Elon Musk is advocating for further political violence against the left in this post. It's pretty sickening that folks like Elon are looking at a disgusting example of political violence against a right-wing influencer and thinking that means that retaliation has to happen. Why can't we as a country just say, you know what? This is tragic, and the person responsible, the sole person responsible, if there is only one, is the person that should face accountability, not people who disagree with Donald Trump or MAGA or Charlie Kirk. The perspective of so many of these MAGA-leaning influencers is so just gross to me. And I want to stress, I don't think this represents your average Republican voter, but it certainly represents people like Elon Musk who are, coming very close to just advocating for political violence. How about this one from Joey Manarino, a huge MAGA influencer on Twitter? He said, the Democratic Party must be classified as a domestic terror organization and their members and leaders treated accordingly. Enough is enough. This is somebody who has a lot of followers. Let's look at his following. 636,000. He thinks the Democrats should be treated as terrorists because we disagree with them. I can't begin to stress how dangerous this is. In a time of heat, in a time of heightened partisan divisions, instead of trying to unite the country, people who are on that side are trying to divide us further. And I really believe that they're coming this close. I mean, I actually don't think he's coming close, so I think he's there to advocating for political violence against the opposite side. And I'm going to continue to show you some of these examples because truly they're sickening. How about this one? Brian Eastwood, another viral post, 137,000 views. Charlie Kirk getting shot. Is the shot heard around the country? I'm ready for civil war. You want to fight and you're going to get it? Again, what are we doing? What are we doing with this crap? I'm optimistic, I'd like to believe. And I think I'm optimistic right now, regardless of everything happening in the country. And I truly believe that we as a people, we as Americans, certainly people who are not like this, are better than this. We as a people are better than declaring civil war on one another, like so many on the MAGA side are doing today. It's just sickening to watch as an American that this is happening in our country. Laura Loomer as well, posting just some heinous, disgusting things, saying it's time for the Trump administration to shut down, defund, and prosecute Every single leftist organization, I guess the First Amendment goes out the window today. If Charlie Kirk dies from his injuries, so this was before Charlie Kirk passed, his life cannot be in vain. We must shut these lunatic leftists down once and for all. The left is a national security threat. Do you see the consistent theme in all of these posts? They're saying that the left are like anti-American traitor, terrorist, or whatever word that they want to use, and that we have to be targeted, whether it be the Trump administration doing that or Elon Musk saying, then our choice is to fight or die. It's just incredibly dangerous. And I do want to point out the hypocrisy once again that they're saying, the Trump admin has to shut down, defund, and prosecute leftist organizations. The First Amendment went out the window today for so many of these MAGA fans who claim to be principled when it comes to the Constitution, but just not principled all the time, only principled some of the time, which means that they are not principled whatsoever. But, it's incredibly concerning to me. And I think maybe the most concerning statement I've seen on social media all day is actually not from any of these MAGA influencers, because they live on their social media bubbles. But I think the most concerning one came from the President of the United States, who, again, before we even identified a shooter, before somebody's been taken into custody and charged, because a couple people have and then they were subsequently released, he's already blaming the radical left. He's saying the radical left are the people who did it. Take a look at what Trump said in his statement from the Oval Office about the shooting.
Here's those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Can you imagine if Joe Biden or Barack Obama sat in the Oval Office after the assassination of a left-leaning activist, creator, influencer, whatever you want to call them, and said, yeah, we're going after Republicans now. I'm going to use my administration to go after Republicans. Can you imagine that? And of course, this is just weeks after, a month after, I should say, the lawmakers in Minnesota were killed in their house. 2 Democratic lawmakers, and Donald Trump didn't give a speech in the Oval Office. He didn't talk about using his administration to go after people who do things like that. But now he does. And it's a shame that the President of the United States is using this as a political point, as political fodder to go after his enemies. I guess I don't really expect anything different from Donald Trump, but you'd hope in a moment like this that people could maybe put aside that difference and come together, but Trump seemingly not. So, look, I just want to conclude with this. I'm really worried with what I'm seeing online right now. I think it could be possible that the loudest voices in the room are the minority, and they do just happen to be the loudest people on social media, and maybe things die down. But with the way that some of these MAGA influencers are talking just generally, calling folks like myself and you at home terrorists, it's un-American. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention because genuinely very worrisome, but I'll leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about this story. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.